What's up, guys? My name's Nick here with Syndicate, and today I'll be talking about forming a schedule for a successful agent. One main thing we see in this business is most agents fail because not because they can't sell, but because they can't manage themselves. And one way to manage yourself is to really get a schedule formed, and that's what we're going to be going over today. Your schedule is your business plan. You didn't get into this business for to have more time off or to take advantage of the freedom. You got into this business for more freedom, essentially. If your schedule is weak, your income is going to be the same. So real quick, I want to talk about why a schedule matters. So without structure, essentially you're going to have chaos. You're not going to have a pipeline. You're not going to be consistent. This is a performance, based business. So your income is essentially directly tied to your activity, not the hours that you clock in. So this is where, it can be kind of dangerous for agents because, again, come in and you don't really have anyone over your shoulder telling you when to work. And people take advantage of it at the end of the day. So you really have to be disciplined to that time. A schedule also gives you predictability. This business is a lot about, numbers games. You're going to hear that a lot. So, with predictability, you can predict your income. That's another big reason why a schedule is so important. Especially being, in an industry where there's, this business is full of rejection and uncertainty. So to have predictability, it actually sets you up for success. So real quick, we'll go over what a successful schedule looks like. And we see when agents run this exact schedule, their results show. So it's very simple. You really want to time block everything. Usually, so the mornings start out by getting on and starting dials early. Between 8 and 11 a.m. is a really key time to start dialing. That's, you're getting people on the way to work. You can use the morning sessions to set appointments for the evening. Typically, that's what agents do. And also, when you catch people in the morning, they're usually, like I said, at work or on the way. It's a really quick conversation. It's perfect for a set. And then the evening, you're going to get their full attention and, better chance to close. So 8 to 11 essentially is, you're dialing and booking appointments. Afternoons, you can set up between 1 and 3 for admin. You can use that time if you have agents. You can use that time to, answer agent questions, just go over the business that, is essentially already in place, log into carriers, make sure everything's kind of tightened up there. But yeah, use that for follow-up training. If you want to use that time, a lot of agents use that time to kind of go to the gym. But that 1 to 3 is mainly for admin and follow-up. And then the evening, between 3 and 8 p.m., is used for running sits, presentations, and essentially closing business. So that evening time, you're obviously going to get people who are home, who are, spouse is going to be there too if you're talking to 2 people. And that evening time between 3 and 8 p.m. is essentially for those booked appointments that you set earlier in the day, or maybe you set them another day of the week. But that's where you're mainly going to use that time block for closing. So again, 3 to 8 p.m. in the evening. And essentially you do that, you're going to, set anywhere between 20 to 40 appointments a week based on the days that you work. And your weekly AP is going to follow suit from there. So in Saturdays, this is a big thing too, guys. Saturdays where you get ahead in this business. So a lot of people will take the weekends off, and Saturday is kind of a bonus day. That's where you're going to separate yourself from the average agent. So those of you guys that came into this business that want to be average agents, do what most everyone else is doing, because the top tier of people, it's only about 5% in the industry that really experience those top tier results. So Saturday is a good day. It's kind of a bonus day, but that's where you're going to gain ground. And you're going to rise above that average agent that we all are trying not to be. Next, I want to compare this to a 9 to 5. Again, a lot of people come into this business, and it's a struggle because they don't have a boss telling them, when to clock in and telling them when they can take breaks, when they can do that. That's where discipline really is a huge factor here. So obviously the 9 to 5, the job tells you when you can show up. This business does not, and that's the danger, because People take advantage of that. They take advantage of the freedom instead of going after the freedom, right? By getting massive results, taking that short-term discipline, those short-term sacrifices for the long-term gain and what we're all trying to accomplish here. So I say freedom without discipline equals disaster. It really does. You have to have discipline in this business. So you didn't get into this business to work less, right? So you got in to build freedom, and the price of freedom is structure. So next I'll just add a few mindset add-ons here. So really, again, to set yourself up for success, you want to over-prepare your calendar. If it's not scheduled, it's not going to happen. You guys all should be using a calendar. We use Calendly for the reminders and putting people on a schedule. You can link your calendar to your Google Calendar, whatever calendar that you use. But everyone should be very, very disciplined to their calendar and adding everything to their calendar, even personal stuff. You want to not really have white space on your calendar. Make sure you're setting up your environment when you are working. Turn off distractions, social media. Make sure you're not running errands in that time where you're supposed to be dialing, or essentially, when you're running appointments in the evening. Use that middle gap of the day to do all that stuff if need be. But you want to set up your environment for success and do that by minimizing distractions. I'm also a big component of, working out, having discipline in all areas of your life is going to really reflect on your results here too. So be disciplined in other areas, not just in this business. A lot of our agents do go to the gym, everyone's got different goals, whatever, but you really essentially having discipline in multiple areas of your life is going to help you in this business as well. So take care of your body. It also it takes care of your mind as well. And mindset is 80% in this industry. So absolutely involve that in your schedule. Highly recommend that. And then also too have non-negotiables, right? I mean, we are here to make ground, make a difference, and create that freedom. But some of you may have kids, some of you may have family stuff, church stuff, whatever. Again, have those things on your calendar as well, so you have that other space to create momentum and create results here in your insurance business. And yeah, that's everything I got as far as forming a schedule for success.